Imagine two people. They earn exactly the same salary. They have the same education, the same age, the same spending habits. 20 years later, one becomes a millionaire. The other is still struggling to build wealth. What happened? Most people would blame investing, or luck, or hard work. But economists have discovered something far stranger. The streets you walk, the buildings around you, even the design of your neighborhood could quietly determine how wealthy you'll become. Not because architecture magically creates money, but because it shapes every financial decision you make without you even noticing. Today, you'll discover why billionaires obsess over location, why some neighborhoods create wealth generation after generation, and why moving just a few miles away can completely change your financial future. Once you understand this, you'll never look at a neighborhood the same way again. Imagine two houses. Both cost $400,000 today. One sits beside parks, coffee shops, walkable streets, excellent schools, and growing businesses. The other sits in an area filled with abandoned stores, poor transportation, and declining infrastructure. At first glance, they're just houses. But over the next 20 years, one doubles in value. The other barely keeps up with inflation. The difference wasn't the owner. It wasn't the mortgage. It wasn't luck. It was the neighborhood. Real estate investors have known this for decades. They're not buying buildings, they're buying environments, because neighborhoods create opportunities, and opportunities create wealth. Here's something fascinating. Humans don't make decisions in isolation. We react to our surroundings. If your neighborhood encourages walking, you meet more people. You build stronger networks. You discover business opportunities. You spend less on transportation. You become healthier. Now imagine the opposite: long commutes, heavy traffic, no parks, no public spaces, no local businesses. Everything requires a car. Suddenly, time disappears. Fuel expenses increase. Stress rises. Networking becomes harder. Without realizing it, your environment slowly drains both your money and your energy. Here's something wealthy people rarely say out loud. They don't simply choose beautiful neighborhoods. They choose neighborhoods that will become valuable long before everyone else notices. Think about areas where technology companies arrived, or where governments built new subway lines, or where universities expanded. Suddenly, new restaurants appear. Property prices rise. Businesses follow. Jobs increase. The people who bought early didn't just buy property, they bought tomorrow. This is why experienced investors spend more time studying city development than studying house designs. They're looking for future growth, not present beauty. Your neighborhood also determines something far more valuable than property prices: the people around you. Researchers have found that our income is strongly influenced by the people we interact with regularly. Live around entrepreneurs. You hear business ideas. Live around professionals. You learn valuable skills. Live around ambitious people. Their mindset becomes contagious. Opportunities often don't come from the internet. They come from conversations, from neighbors, from communities, from unexpected introductions. Sometimes, the greatest investment isn't buying a bigger house, it's buying access to a better network. Here's what most people ignore. Cheap neighborhoods can become expensive. Higher fuel costs, longer commutes, more car maintenance, lower property appreciation, fewer business opportunities, more time lost every single day. Meanwhile, a more expensive neighborhood can sometimes become cheaper over the long run. Higher appreciation, lower transportation costs, better schools, safer streets, better career opportunities. When viewed over 20 years, the math completely changes. Architecture isn't only about beautiful buildings. It's about how cities are designed. Wide sidewalks encourage businesses. Mixed-use developments keep money circulating locally. Green spaces improve health and attract investment. Reliable transportation increases property values. Every design decision changes how people live, work, spend, and invest. Cities aren't just built. They're engineered to influence behavior. And behavior creates financial outcomes. This doesn't mean everyone should immediately move. That's unrealistic. But it does mean you should start asking better questions. Instead of asking, "Is this house beautiful?" ask, "Will this area grow?" Instead of asking, "Can I afford this today?" ask, "What will this neighborhood look like in 20 years?" Because wealth isn't only about earning more. Sometimes it's about placing yourself where growth naturally happens. The truth is, your neighborhood won't guarantee success, but it can quietly push you toward wealth, or quietly hold you back. Every street, every business, every school, every park, every transportation project, they're all signals of where money is flowing next. The people who understand those signals often build wealth before everyone else notices. So here's a question. If your future depended on the place you live today, would you stay, or would you choose differently? If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more videos that reveal the hidden forces shaping money, success, and the future. Because sometimes, the biggest financial decision you'll ever make isn't what you buy, it's where you choose to live.